Good morning. Welcome back to another NBA Best Bets breakdown here on January 13th. Excuse me, it is a Tuesday. And today we got 7 games for y'all where we're going to be breaking down some of our favorite NBA plays. We are back with these live streams daily. If you haven't followed me at twitch.tv/rudebets. And then these videos as always, get posted onto YouTube. So make sure y'all drop a like, a comment, and a subscription on the YouTube right now so you guys can see these videos every single day. We're going to be doing it the rest of the NBA season as well as the MLB season, which I know a lot of you guys love the MLB videos. So let's get after it, man. Let's get after it. We got ourselves a good-looking day today. Yesterday we went 3-3, so nothing crazy. We had a lot of shot volume, which is something I talked about a lot yesterday, and I'm going to talk about today. Volume is king in the NBA, especially for points lines. And yesterday we saw the volume we wanted. Some guys just weren't as efficient as they needed to be. Like Yusuf Nurkic, for example, we had him over 11.5 points. He finished with 11, but he missed like 6 shots, and most of his shots are layups. So brutal. But anyways, go ahead and let's dive right on in. What up, T-Bully? What up, Camden? How we doing? Yes. I've been posting a little bit of these on the YouTube here and there throughout the NBA season, but I'm deciding to come back to the Twitch every single day. Hair got long, yeah, and I'm about to get a haircut soon too. I need that. I grew it out a little bit, but it's crazy now. It's crazy. But yeah, so if you guys haven't joined the WAP yet, wap.com/rudebets. Use code RUDE if you're a new user for 25% off. If you're a returning user, use code 25OFF, 25OFF, and you'll get 25% off the WAP. Here's the first basket play for today. I like to start these out with the lottos, just like we did with MLB. We started out with the home run play. These are a tenth of a unit, man. These are small plays for a big payout if it hits. For example, we did smack one about 10 days ago, which has us profitable for the rest of the season. It was a 300-1. So if I take one every single day, there's like, 100 and some days in the season. I'm going to profit over 100 days worth of attempts at this play right here. Plus 30,000 MPJ, Bam, Evan Mobley. Today's version is De'Aaron Fox, Giannis, and Zion. Not a lot of great options. I mean, if we go look at the, I'll break this down for how I got there, but if we look at the top overs on RudeBets, which once again, if you join the WAP, you guys get access to this tool set. It's in the WAP community. I'll show you literally right here. WAP models, RudeBets NBA. You click on that, and it'll populate this exact model that I'm on. I'm just full screening it. But okay, here's the old lotto for today. De'Aaron Fox. So I'm going to show you why I went with De'Aaron Fox over Stephon Castle. They're both listed as a point guard, but Oklahoma City Thunder. Let's just click on Castle for a second. He's listed as a point guard, but he's playing the shooting guard alongside De'Aaron Fox. And the reason I'm taking De'Aaron Fox over him, Oklahoma City allows first baskets to point guards 41% of the time. So I'm just going to go with their point guard, which is De'Aaron Fox tonight. It could be Castle. It might be Castle, but Fox is playing point guard, so he's getting the advantage positionally here. And then Giannis, I'm just taking because he's the best option in a game where there's no Rudy Gobert, so they should win the tip. And then Zion, I didn't really like Grayson Allen or KD in this matchup too much. Kevin Durant's not a bad option. I could see myself taking Kevin Durant instead of Zion, but I'm going to go with Zion against the Nuggets because, once again, a lot of injuries. I do think that the Pelicans get the tip and have the first shot. So that's kind of the logic there. But KD's not a bad option. The only thing is the Bulls are much more prone to giving up first baskets to centers. That would make me want to lean Sengun, and yeah, it's just too many decisions there. So anyways, also last promo here, Kalshi. If you guys haven't joined Kalshi yet and you want to get in on the prediction markets, or if you're in a state where you can't really take straights, but Kalshi's available, go sign up. Use code RUDE for a free $40 if you sign up on Kalshi. So, Game 1, Phoenix Suns, Miami Heat. I'm going to focus only on points. This is kind of what I've been doing this season. This is what I'm going to continue doing. I've been extremely profitable. I have like a 6% ROI on my points straights this year. So, we're going to keep rolling with points. If you want and you sign up for RudeBets and you get access to this tool, you can replicate my exact process for any other stat. Rebounds, assists, PRA, three. There's just so many lines in the NBA you can search through. Feel free to replicate it. Feel free to replicate it with exactly my process. But I'm going to go ahead and jump in. So, let's see. Andrew Wiggins, 14.5. That's like I said yesterday on the video, 14.5, 15 points. I really don't want to go any higher than that for overs. Just too volatile in the NBA. But let's look at Andrew Wiggins. We have him at 13.5. not much of an advantage. I like to see about 2 points. Maybe it's an under 14.5 points here, but I want to see around 2 points of variation. We can see if he has a tough matchup here. Yeah, he does have a tough matchup for scoring. So Andrew Wiggins under on points might be okay. His last 5 is a bit held up too by this giant 23. Otherwise, he'd be averaging about 10 points a game over his last 5. So, not that that's that important, but it's good to see the trends. It's good to see the trends and understand them. Interesting. Hold on one sec. I'm just checking the stream. Make sure it's working. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. There we go. Bam Adebayo also 14.5. Now this is something against Phoenix. This is something I'd consider looking at an under as well. Yeah, he's been really struggling scoring the ball offensively. Last 10 games, I mean, he's got a couple that go over it, but expecting him to take 12 shots, though, 14.5 points. I mean, that's enough. Have his minutes been down or something? Yeah, his minutes have been down a little bit. Nothing crazy, but they've been down a little bit. Interesting. Bam's a potential under 14.5 points. It's a little scary, though, because Bam is Bam. You know what I mean? Like, the guy can score 30 points in a game pretty easily. You already took Booker 20, Wemby 8 rebounds, Jalen Johnson 8 rebounds, Pelicans plus 3.5. Interesting. I mentioned this yesterday. I'm pretty averse to spreads in the NBA. I think they're way too hard to beat. I think they're just insane. I think they're hard to beat, but could be a move. Colin Gillespie 11.5. 11.5 is what we have, Matt. So nothing there. Mitchell at 7.5. Nothing there. Booker 25.5. I mean, you took him for 20 points. It's not terrible. I mean, I don't know what the odds you got him at are for 20 points, but we can see. Yeah, if it's like minus 400, I guess, sure. Why not? 81% chance he gets the 20. Brooks 19.5. Nothing there. Yeah, you take the points. That makes sense. Jamal Murray should be back today. That's probably why they're an underdog. Grayson at 12.5. Nothing there either. These lines are pretty tight on this game so far, it looks like. Jaquez, 12.5. Still not 2 points ahead. It's 1.5 points. I would lean towards the over for Jaime, but not moving me really. Now, here's what I like. Jordan Goodwin over 8.5. His line is 8.5, which I think, this reminds me yesterday we did Daron Sharp. Okay, we have an issue with the graphs. It's because he doesn't have any history here. But if we look at Jordan Goodwin, maybe we can see his last 5 average. Curious. Just curious here. 11.6 over his last 5. What about his minutes? Last 5, 23. Last 10, 23. 21 on the season. Expecting him to take 11 shots, 10 field goal attempts to get to 10 points, or to 9 points. That's something I really like. More shots expected than points needed for his line. So, Jordan Goodwin over 8.5. There's something that I'm pretty interested in there. This reminds me a lot of yesterday. Daron Sharp over 7.5 points. The line didn't really make sense. He went in double digits, I think, in the first half. Like, he was falling. Let me look at this real quick. Players, points. Jordan Goodwin, here we go. 8.5, minus 105. He has trended down a little bit. So he 11, 11, 7, and 3 against Washington. So he didn't have that great of an outing against Washington. It's an interesting play. I think it's worth it at 8.5, though. I do think it's worth taking a shot at it. I think the line's low enough where, like, if I lose it, it's like, okay, I'm not mad that I took a shot at this play. I think the value's there, especially at minus 105. So I'm in on Jordan Goodwin 8.5. I think it's worth it. It's worth it. We'll see how it goes, but I think it's worth it. Mark Williams 11.5. Nope. Norman 20.5. I'm not touching a total that high. Oso 4.5. It's close, but not quite. Royce O'Neal 9.5. Same thing. Nothing crazy. And then Hero at 20.5. I'm not really interested in that high of a total. So yeah. Game 2, Bulls Rockets. Bulls Rockets. Sengun 21.5. It's once again way higher than I want to look at. Honestly, that might even be an under, but just too high of a total for me to even flirt with. Amen Thompson, same thing, 19.5, too high. Io 15. That's right where we got him. Okoro 7.5. Only a point. Okoro's been pretty good to me though. You were 2 picks away from a 15-leg NFL 8 to 1,800. Kalshi didn't offer cash. Yeah, Kalshi doesn't really do that on parlays because Kalshi's peer-to-peer. So like for parlays, they're sourcing like the other side of your play for each leg at the dollar value. Like you can't really cash out because you're going up against another person. The other person would have to offer you a cash out. You know what I mean? Like those prediction markets, that's where they differ. Is you can't really get a cash out from that. So, but dang, that would have been nice. Jabari Smith 14.5. Close, but nothing that's moving me. Jalen Smith, same thing, close, but nothing that's moving me. And then Kevin Durant 25.5 is too high. Kevin Herter 11.5. This might be interesting. Yeah, it's close to where I want it, but not quite there. Matas 15.5 is line 16.5. Yeah, not really. Vooch 16.5. Okay, Vucevic over 16.5. Vucevic over 16.5 has me interested. His matchup is dead even with league average, but I do think that Vooch over 16.5 is a good play today. Wait, let's look at his shot total. Best game to watch today might be the Bucks game. That's my favorite team, so maybe 16.5. We haven't taken 16 shots. I think Vooch can get there, especially if I like the Vooch play. But that is like my peak maximum total, 16.5 points. I don't want to go over. I'm starting to get into territory where I'm not too comfortable, honestly. It's a very high point total for a guy that's pretty inconsistent, if we're being honest. But I do like the Vooch over 16.5 play. I think there's enough buffer on the projection here that's worth it. I do think it's worth it. Reed Shepard 12.5. No. Steven Adams 6.5. No. And then Trey Jones 11.5. No. Okay. So Vooch is the play there, honestly. T-Wolves Bucks. AJ Green sitting at 9.5 points here. It's right where we got him. Any unders look decent? If I see him, I'll call him out. I haven't seen any yet. I'm looking for 2 points away, 2 points or more. So a lot of the unders we've seen so far are like about a point under, so it's close to being a good underplay, but it doesn't fit my threshold. Dante 16.5. Now this one could be an under. Dante 16.5 could be an under. That's 2 points away. Bucks are actually good against his position too. Ryan Rollins out there potentially guarding him. He has cooked the Bucks though. 24-18 against them. In his last 2 games, 22 and 19 points. Those are pretty good. Does he have like a minutes increase or something going on here? A little bit, yeah. That 34, 38. Those are a little higher minutes volume. Interesting. Yeah, he was flirting around that 24, 27, 30 mark and then a big spike. So, interesting. But yeah, I think Dante's a decent under today, under 16.5. It fits the threshold there. Giannis 29.5. I'm just too high. I'm not touching it. Jaden McDaniels 16.5. Almost another under there, but not quite enough. Julius Randle's line's too high. KPJ 17.5. Yeah. Once again, only a point off. Miles Turner 10.5. Close to being a good play, but not quite there. Naz Reid 18.5. That's interesting with Rudy being out. We have him right there. Giannis triple-double? Possibly. The only problem is I don't know if you watch the Bucks games. Kevin Porter Jr. has the ball in his hands too much for Giannis to get to a triple-double. If they start to shift away from Kevin Porter Jr. having that many dribbles, that's the problem. Is Kevin Porter Jr. dribbles it for like 12 seconds every single possession. Giannis just doesn't have enough. If Giannis gets back to playing point guard and KPJ stops all that, yes. But I don't like it based on the usage Kevin Porter Jr. has with the ball in his hand. And Ryan Rollins 14.5, nothing there. So we have these lines pretty good. Like for how I think the best play in this game is probably Dante under on points, but it's a bit sketchy. It's a bit sketchy. Yeah, Kevin Porter Jr. is like leading the league in dribbles too. He has like 400 dribbles a game or something. It's insane. The guy just owns the entire volume of the offense for the Bucks right now in terms of playmaking, which isn't great. That's probably why they're losing. I think they need to run it through Giannis more. Nuggets, Pelicans. Yeah, there wasn't a lot in that game in terms of points. There might be a lot of stuff in rebounds. There might be a lot of stuff in assists. Like, there's a lot of other angles we can look, but for these videos and these streams, we're only going to focus on points. But, like, I might go back and circle back later this afternoon, especially after injury updates, and check out some of these other lines. Ooh, Jamal Murray, 10 assists right there. That looks pretty good off the rip, honestly. But anyway, Aaron Gordon, 20.5. Like, that seems insanely high, especially if Jamal Murray plays. I would be totally fine taking Aaron Gordon under 20.5 points, especially if Jamal Murray plays. That comes off as way too high of a line. Right in my face. Yeah, this 23 number is without Jamal Murray. So is Jamal questionable? Game not. Oh, there it is. So he is still questionable. I would watch that. I mean, that might be worth taking. If Jamal gets ruled out, you're in a bit of a different situation. But if Jamal plays, 20.5 is way too high of a line for Aaron Gordon. So, yeah, that I might take that and just pray that Jamal plays. Honestly. McGowan's no. Derek Queen 12.5. No. Pickett 10.5. Nah. Fears 13. Nope. It might be an under for Fears. It's close. Not worth it for me though. Jordan Poole 12.5. No. Watson 20.5. Now, like these are Watson 20.5 actually might be okay. Watson probably goes over 20, honestly. Trey 21. Missy 4.5. No. Najee 8.5. No. Zion, no line. Okay. Is Zion questionable? No, he's not. So not a whole lot in this one either. I think that Aaron Gordon under, though, is actually pretty interesting to take. It might be good to front run the Jamal Murray news. Once again, if you're seeing this video and you're taking that play prior to Jamal Murray's announcement of being in or out, that's the risk you're taking. I'm going to take it right now. And we'll see what happens with the news. But that line, if Jamal Murray is playing, I feel like it's probably going to go down. Like 19.5, 18.5, something like that. Maybe even lower. Spurs OKC. Aaron Wiggins. 8.5. Mitchell, no. Caruso, 6.5, no. A lot of these lines are pretty tight today. Case and Wallace, no. We're not finding a whole lot of value. Chet, 15.5, no. I mean, right there. De'Aaron, 18, no. I mean, De'Aaron Fox under 18.5 might be a good play. Harper, 7.5, no. Harrison Barnes. Remember when they said Harper was worth Giannis? I never forget. Harrison Barnes under 9.5 is getting close. I don't know that I would do it, but it's close. Very close. Joe, 5.5. No. My God, these lines are tight today. 17.5. Like, a couple days ago, I had 27 plays I found that fit my criteria. But that's kind of the game, I guess, is like, some days you're going to find a ton of value, other days you won't. Also, these lines will move throughout the day. So, like, you can check back, especially like once lineups are starting to be finalized, you're going to find a lot more value. It's kind of hard. Early in the day, these lines are pretty tight because we just don't have all the information available yet on who's playing and who's not. But once those lineups come out around like 5 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern, you're going to find a lot more plays if you come back into the sim and start looking again. So just be wary of that. Keldon Johnson, 12.5. Keldon Johnson, 12.5 is close. It's right there. I wouldn't mind taking that. I wouldn't be mad about that one. Lou Dort, no. Cornette, 5.5. I wouldn't touch Cornette right now with Wemby back. Shea and Wemby, nothing there. Yeah, not a whole lot yet so far early this morning. But once again, these lines will change and you will find more value. I promise you that. McCollum over 14.5. I would stay away from this one even though the projection's high just because he's on a new team, new offense. Like, his numbers are still a little bit, I think, inflated from his role on the Wizards. So, new team, it's kind of hard to take a guy on a new team. It's a lot of risk. It's a completely different dynamic, different role. 8 and 15.5. That's an under. Well, let me just show you guys this real quick again. Lakers are going to be really hard to touch today because Luka's questionable and LeBron is questionable. And Reeves is out. So, like, with Reeves being out, if Doncic and LeBron or even one of them doesn't play, you're going to see a lot of these guys like Ayton, like their numbers are going to go up. Like, look at this 25 and 20. You got like 55 points here between these two guys that are going to have to get redistributed around. You know what I mean? You're going to see a lot of these guys' numbers go up if one or two of these guys don't play. Yeah, Almond can get to 15 today for sure. So Lakers are very hard to take this early in the day with such major injury news pending. So don't get too excited about taking Lakers players yet, in my opinion. Dyson Daniels, 12.5, nothing there. LaRavia, I'm not going to talk about Lakers. Jalen Johnson, 22.5. I mean, he probably gets over that, but that's a little bit above my threshold. But that's one you could definitely take. Vanderbilt, 7.5. That's an under. I think, well, once again, Lakers, just wait. I think some of these guys' lines are a bit inflated. Like Jared Vanderbilt and Ayton, their lines are up because the books are kind of hedging for those injury reports to come out because they know that if like they're putting them at their normal lines, like if Ayton's at like 11.5 points, people will take it now hoping those guys are out, and then that line will go up massively and they'll be in a hole. So a lot of inflated lines for Lakers right now, waiting on these guys to be out. Smart, same thing, 12.5. That's an insane line. Then Risa Shea, 9.5. I like that. I like Risa Shea to get to 10 points today. I really do. I think Risa Shea to get to 10 points today is a good play. Let me look at that one real quick. Yeah, Risa Shea to get to 20 points is pretty good. Yeah, I don't mind that one. Okay. Then the last game, Trailblazers Warriors. Let's go into this one here and see what we got. Al Horford, 6.5. Probably out on that. It's close, but I'm out. Pajemski, 8.5. I'm out. Caleb Love, 16.5. Not terrible. You could take it. Melton, nothing there. Klingon, 12.5. Klingon over 12.5 is really close, but I'm not there on it. Draymond, 8.5. No. Gary Payton. Gary Payton over 6.5 is really close too. Drew Holiday over 10.5 points. I don't understand that one. Why is that line 10.5 points? I'm going to take that. Like, why is that line 10.5 points? I guess he was out. I get that, but well, what was his minutes in his last game? This might be a minutes related. Oh, he's on a pretty. Is he on a minutes restriction? We got to hold off on Holiday. That minutes restriction's sketchy. It looks like he's restricted on minutes, so I don't know about taking that one yet. What were his minutes on the year? 32, yeah. 30 on his last 5. 32, yeah. If you can find some news, let's see. Drew Holiday minutes. See if we got anything on Holiday's minutes here. Oh God, Austin Props is on it. Could be on a heavy minutes restriction, is what he thinks. Minute increase, this guy says. I don't know why I trust that. So, I mean, that's up to you guys, honestly. Drew Holiday's not who's filling in his time. Well, I mean, there's no I mean, Caleb Love, I think, is probably the beneficiary. Young guard getting a lot of minutes. I guess we can figure that out real quick. Let's go look at Popcorn Machine. Let's find that Utah or that Portland game. So Drew Holiday did not play. Then he subbed in for Ryan. City Sissoko is who he came in for. And then the second half, Drew Holiday. Yeah, Sissoko. This is who is getting his minutes. Or who he's subbing in for at least. When he comes out of the game, who comes back in? Well, Denny came in. Robert Williams, yeah, no. Yeah, it looks like Sissoko's really kind of getting those minutes. Split between him and Caleb Love. So that was the substitution patterns for that. Yeah. So I don't think they have like a person that's like taking his role. It's just more so they're splitting the minutes amongst other people. Yeah. So interesting. It's a take at your own risk kind of play. Like there is no Denny, there's no Jeremy Grant. So like in theory, who else is going to be the guy? Like it's Drew's got to have some sort of involvement today. It's just his minutes are so sketchy that I don't know. It might be worth it though. I think it still might be worth it. If he can get to even 20 minutes, I think it's a great play. But there's no guarantee, so I might wait on that and see if they announce maybe a pregame interview or something and they say like, yeah, Drew Holiday's going to be limited to 16 minutes again or whatever. If you can get that information, if you can find that information anywhere, then advantage is in your court for sure. Robert Williams 6.5, and nothing there. Shaden Sharp 24.5, nah. Sissoko 8.5, no. Curry, no line there, and then to Kamara 14.5. It's close. I mean, another guy who's going to have a lot of shot volume today. I don't mind Tamani at 14.5. He's going to have a lot of involvement today. So, like, the points have to come from somewhere. If you're not taking Drew, then you got to take Tamani. And if you're not taking Tamani, then I feel like you got to take Drew. Like, even Klingon's close here at 12.5. I don't mind any of these three today for a points total. Like, one of these guys has to show up. Caleb Love, interesting too. Like these guys are all really close to meeting my threshold. Caleb Love 16.5, like he's really close. Caleb Love looks like he's the guy who's going to get the minutes though. So he does get a lot. He has a big increase right now. 20 minutes on the year, but he's playing 28, so 7-minute increase. I don't know. This is a tough game. this is a tough game with all these injuries and minute restrictions to really. You're guessing on the minute rotations here, which is very hard because, like I said at the beginning of the video, volume is king. Volume is king for points, and volume is directly tied to minutes. So minutes essentially are the king of all kings in this sport. Which we have a really good minute model in general. Like overall, in general, our minute model is really, really good. Like randomly click on a guy here. Expected minutes played 31.4. Like this is a really good minute model, which then filters into all these other stats. But for a guy who's on a restriction like that, it's very hard to know because that's not publicly available information. So interesting. Anyways, those are the games. I mean, I didn't find too many plays yet, but once again, like I said, I anticipate once injury news comes out, we're going to have a lot more opportunities to update the model and find some more plays. I think I got 5 of them right now, 4 or 5. By the end of the night, should probably have 10 plus. And that's just on points. We didn't even look at assists, didn't even look at rebounds, didn't even look at 3-pointers. There's going to be a lot of angles here. So once again, go sign up, wop.com/rudebets or rudebets.com, either one. Wherever you want to sign up, you get access to the model in both places. And I'll post all my plays in the WOP server. So wop.com/rudebets. Use code 25OFF for 25% off. Get access to the model and all my plays that I take from it. And I want to see your guys' plays too. Like, I don't want to have to just grind through all this stuff on my own. It's fun when you guys use the model and give me your takes. Like Camden in the chat there. I really appreciate that. So keep it up, y'all. I appreciate you guys. I'm posting this video on YouTube. Look up Rude Bets on YouTube, and you can find a replay of this stream and the streams that happen daily if you aren't able to join every single day. You can watch